Hi, my name is Bianca and this is my channel all about cross stitch, she.bee.stitching, and welcome back. I am in a new location. This is a corner of my living room. I'm still trying to figure out where I can film. It's pretty chilly here, so I am wearing a zip up, and yeah, my last video was a quick update in my car. So I've got a little bit of a longer update. I'm still working on trying to have a good length of time in my videos. I know a lot of people enjoy like hour-long videos, and I don't know what I'm going to be able to talk about for an hour. So let's just jump into my projects. So let's start with Snarky Cat. I don't have the chart to show you, the cover to show you, but last time I showed you guys this, I had done the middle of the pumpkin and the bottom of the cat, and now this is where I'm at. So a little bit more progress. I decided to try and outline the pumpkin, and then I've got the smile in there, so you can see that this project is coming along. I got really tired of working just on the pumpkin in the middle with the different oranges, so I decided to start on the outline. So please with my progress. If you hear any noises in the background, I have 3 dogs and I have a new cat. That's one of the reasons why I've been kind of busy lately. My brother found a cat and I went home to bring him to my home. So from California to Colorado, and yep, he's around 6-7 months old now. Dumpster kitty, so no idea how old he is really, and he's quite a menace. So if you hear any noise in the background, that's him probably playing with something. Like, I think he's playing under the chair that I'm currently sitting in, so there's that. Okay, so my next project that I am super proud of my progress is by Tiny Modernist, and it's called Halloween Ouija, and that's what it looks like. And last time I was on here, I had done pretty much just like the brick wall in the house and some of the bottom of the middle and some siding. And now this is where I'm at. So everything that's new, so last time I had this done, and I think like a cross done. So the cat is new. The skeleton here, the entry, and then all of this work here is finished. So I'm really happy with the windows, and I'm so glad, I'm probably going to be a broken record saying this, but I'm so glad I switched out the colors for the purple. And I'm not sure if you can see, but the cat and the skeleton, the skull, are in a toile. So really glad that I decided to do that. So I think all that's left is pretty much the roof. So I've got this part done, and this is going to come out to a peak. So then all I'll have is the roof, and then the numbers and the letters above the Ouija, and then goodbye at the bottom. I still haven't decided what color I'm going to do those in. I really want to try to stay with the monochrome theme, tricolor theme, but I don't know. I might end up choosing maybe a different purple for the letters. I started in black up here, but I could always take that out, or I could just do everything in a toile. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, so we'll see. My goal for this is to finish it by Halloween, so we'll see how that goes. And the last thing that I want to talk about is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, and I was working on the second block, and last time I was on here I had finished the first tree and the bottom tombstone underneath that tree, and this is where I'm at now. I didn't work on this. I feel like I didn't work on it that much after, but honestly everything in the background takes forever. So since you last saw it, I've added this tombstone here, and this took forever for some reason. So I added this tombstone, and then this background of the field here, and then the second tree is going to go up here. Cinematic Stitches just finished her second square, so I really want to catch up to her. I think she's trying to finish the whole first row this year, so I think that's a doable goal. And seeing her progress is making me want to work on mine even more. Reminder that I have this first one done and now half of the second one. So yeah, really excited about that. So yeah, I've only been working on 3 projects at a time. I think that is a really good balance for me, to have a forever project, a medium-sized project, and a small project. I don't cross stitch every day. I try to cross stitch as much as I can on the weekends, but depending on what I'm doing and depending on how I'm feeling, it just depends on how long I'm going to be cross stitching. My birthday was on May 3rd, so I did order a couple things that haven't came in yet. So I'll show those in the next video, but I did want to talk about something that my beautiful friend Michelle got me. So this has been on my wish list probably since I started, well, since I got back into cross stitching, and I never thought that I would get a pattern like this involved, but now I have the Halloween at Hawthorne Hollow. So anywho, this is Sleepy Hollow by Glendon Place. It says cross stitch designs for the heirloom stitcher. I should have taken this out of the package, so a second. So here is what it looks like. And this is huge. It's 170 by 250. And there's over like 15 colors in this, and it doesn't look like it, but there's a lot of, I think, Krynick in here and stuff. So she got me the pattern, and here's my cat. And she got me the fabric. So she got me this huge piece, and it's the called for fiber that's in here. So it's Haunted Casual Linen by Picture This Plus. Yep, Haunted. Unfortunately, well, she wasn't happy about this. I'm totally fine with it, but it looks a lot more blue in the photo, and it looks green in real life. I'm not sure if the camera is picking it up, but I mean, I'm really happy with this. So this is my new start, and it's a very tiny start. That's all it is. So I'm starting in the middle with the horse, and it's a black horse, but it's got more than 310 in it. So here's Pickles. Interruption by Pickles. Something that's really funny is that we thought he was a she, so I kept calling her Peaches for like 5 weeks before I was able to get a vet appointment, and it turns out she is a he. So instead of calling him Peaches, we are calling him Pickles now, or Pepino, which is pickles in Spanish. Yep. We'll figure out what he wants to do. So yeah, that was my new start. I guess I'm gonna call that my birthday start. So I'm really excited to see that come to life. Not sure if once I finish Halloween Ouija, I might make this my focus piece out of my 3 projects. She also got me the, what are they called? The ball tip needles, Sullivan's ball tip needles. And I've always said, like, I'm not going to spend 10 bucks on 2 needles because I break my needles pretty frequently. I bend them. I don't know why I'm so hard on them. I try to be nice, and I just can't, I guess. But she also gifted me those for my birthday, and I kind of feel like it's a game changer, at least for this fabric, because it's so dark and it's 18 count, but the holes are really small, probably just from dyeing. It just shrinks the fabric a little bit. And because it's a darker fabric, and I'm used to, well, with the other 3 projects that I'm working on, it's oatmeal, so the shade difference is big, and finding the holes was kind of a problem because I don't have the best lamp right now in my living room where I'm stitching. So far they have been a game changer. I'm trying not to put so much faith in them, just because, you know, I don't want them to become my favorite needle and then have to stock up on all of those. But actually, here's a needle that you can see that's, I don't know how I did this, if you can see it. I don't know how I did this, but most of my needles end up like this, and I don't know why. Anywho, so yeah, the ball tip needles are really cool. I wish I would have tried them a lot sooner, but I'm happy with how it's helping me work on this project. And I am starting to use that needle with my Halloween at Hawker & Hollow to see if it actually helps my stitches like lay more evenly. That's something that I do have a problem with. I feel like my stitches don't look the same size across. So whether or not that's me not letting the thread dangle enough, or I'm pulling too tight, I don't know what it is. Anywho, another thing that I wanted to share with you guys is that we went to our local like craft thrift store, and I ended up getting this magazine. It's called Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, and it's from November, December of 1987. So this magazine is older than I am by a few years, so I don't know. I'm very into the newer patterns, newer style of patterns, but there's something to be said about like vintage patterns. Like, look at this Santa. That is so much work. I don't even like Christmas, but having this, like working on a project like this and having it on your wall is like definitely an accomplishment. Anywho, so my friend Michelle and I were looking for ornament patterns for our Christmas ornament exchange in December, and we wanted to get a head start because last year we were kind of rushing at the end. And there's two patterns in here that I wanted to show you. So one is this crazy goose. So it's literally a goose pulling the present, and I thought that was so hilarious. And like I said, I'm not really a Christmas person, but definitely if someone were to get this design for me, they would know it was for me, just because it's really funny. And I think it's really tiny too, so let's see, I think it's only like 37 by 46, something like that, so probably like 3 by 3, if that even. Let's see, yeah, it's very small, and it's only a few colors, so I'm really excited to do that one. And then the other pattern that I just had to have is this guy right here. In the chart he doesn't look scary, but honest, in this picture you could tell that he's kind of a creepy nutcracker. So I'm really excited to work on this guy, and I don't think it's that big either. Let's see, I think on 14 count, yep, it's on 14 count, it's 4 3/4 by 4 5/8. And this is really cool because they kind of made it into an ornament. So in the pattern, they made felt circles at the bottom, stuffed it, and then, sorry, felt circles, sewed the Ada around it, and then stuffed it with the tassel on top to hang. So that's something that I've never done, obviously, and I'm excited to try that. So, yep, there's a couple of other patterns in here that are cute. But like I said, this is just for my Christmas ornament exchange. And honestly, let me double check to see how much this was. This was 50 cents at my local craft store. And one thing that I wanted to show everybody is that I guess back in the day you were able to buy all of the DMC colors and you could order them off the catalog. And here it says, get all 324 DMC colors for only $25. So that is a total blast from the past, and if only it were that easy without having to buy the DMC chest. And it's crazy because you can get all 15 colors of Ada for only $17.97 for 12 by 18 cuts. That is like free basically in today's money. And then of course the translucent storage box, and then a needlework frame. So yeah, that store has a lot of cross-stitch magazines from back in the day, and it's just really fun to look through them. And it's even crazy because this one still has a little note, like the person who had it, she wrote down a little note. It looks like directions or something like that. So actually, I think it's somebody writing down a substitute schedule. So that's really cool. Anywho, check out your local thrift stores. So yeah, that's all I have to share today. Thank you so much if you decided to stop by and watch this. I hope everybody is staying safe, and I know a lot of people got to see the Aurora Borealis, the lights, so cool if you got to do that. I'll see you next time. Stay safe and bye.